1-2, 1-2. Well, Adam, you were disappointed when you spoke to us after the defeat to Boston at the weekend. A few days on, the reflections, how do you feel now on reflection?
Yes, it's still the same. Obviously disappointed we didn't quite get the result we wanted to, especially in front of a big crowd. But we tried. We played some good stuff. I thought at times first half we couldn't quite get the goal, and then there's elements of our game that we need to improve on. And after watching the game back, we're keen to try and put that right. But it's a tight league, tough league. We've played 5 very good teams now so far, and we've been on the right end of a couple of those results. Still room for improvement with us, and we're going to do all we can to try and work hard to try and put the things that we didn't quite do right on Monday, try and put them right for this weekend.
Is that a major part of the frustration, the fact that not only results matter at the start of the season as they do at the end of the season, but also the crowd that you talked about, over 5,000 supporters here at home, maybe some that have come down for the first time to see what the new look side's all about, really? Yeah,
I think that's probably one of the biggest frustrations, really, that we've had that kind of following, nearly 6,000 at a National League game, and we haven't quite hit the heights maybe that we've hit before, but it's not through a want of trying. And like I said, the opposition on the day, Boston, got to pay them a bit of respect, and they was excellent. But yeah, that's the main sort of frustration. I think if we could have, made them leave on a bit more of an upwards feeling, then it would have been really nice. But it wasn't to be. Like I say, we didn't change too much away from how we have been playing. The goal didn't quite come for us first half, and like in hindsight, I think some of the changes didn't really work on the day. We went with 2 up top, and if anything, it sort of played into our hands and forced us into playing a bit longer, which didn't really suit us. So loads and loads for myself to learn from, and the team as well.
You talked about the changes there. Do you feel it was too many changes, making 5 from the weekend, or did that affect the flow or the understandings between the players?
No, I think it's important to freshen the team up. Not so much that. I just think the changes during the game, bringing Dips and Len on together at the same time, probably wasn't the best move in hindsight. But like I say, and by no stretch of imagination do I think I have all the answers. I'm still young, still learning, and I learn a lot from that game, and we will, as a team, we'll learn more from when we lose. We'll learn from it and become better, hopefully.
When you have a game like that, is it about dissecting it in the week? Do you still go and review it, or is it about, when it's a result like that and there is so much disappointment, is it just about turning the page sometimes and moving on?
Yeah, I think it's important to learn from it. Each game, you try and take some learnings from each game. But yeah, it seemed to, just myself, I'll analyse the defeat a little bit more, and rightly or wrongly, look at what we could have done better. And I think it's important to analyse. We just try and keep it the same, consistent. If we win, lose, there's some messages from each of the games. Sometimes there's some good stuff, sometimes there's stuff for us to work on, but we always like to analyse the game and learn from it. Monday had been no different. The analysts would have been a little bit longer, the video, but it's all good. We're still some good stuff in there as well to show the lads as well. It's not all downbeat. I thought we got the ball into some good crossing areas, and we didn't quite capitalise on those. We was on the day, didn't quite have the quality when we got the ball in the final third, but the actual fact that we're getting the ball into those areas is good, and then we just need a little bit of quality when we get in there. You
said it was a reality check for some of the players. How have they responded here at the start of the week?
No, they've done brilliant, like I knew they would. We've got a good group together. The defeats hurt even more than myself. They all take it on the chin, and we lose together as a team and a group, and we'll learn from it, like I say, and they're no different. They're obviously disappointed, especially they would have loved playing in front of that big crowd, and they want to experience that a few more times here at home. And disappointed that we didn't quite, myself included, we just didn't deliver on the day. When we got the ball into good areas, it didn't quite click, and myself, like I've openly admitted there, got a few of the changes wrong. So yeah, there's lots for us to work on and learn from, and the players are no different. They'll be looking to that as well.
So in terms of your team news for this week, are there any changes? Did you have any injury doubts? Because you played 2 games in the space of 48 hours. That must have taken it out of the players as well.
Yeah, it did, and I think not making any excuses, but it was a long journey back. A couple of the roads were shut on the way back from Sutton, which didn't help. But listen, we won't make any excuses on that. But I think mentally it can be draining. We got the players in the next day, so they had a long journey back Saturday. Then we trained again Sunday morning, and then obviously a game Monday. So it was a hectic weekend. But I think got asked this question before the games and said it wasn't nothing to worry about, and we got to get on with it. And now after it, it's the same. We won't use it as excuses, but it's nice now to freshen up the players mentally more than anything. And like I say, we've analysed, we've done a little bit of work. We'll do a little bit of work tomorrow in preparation for the game, and be ready to go down at Dagenham.
But everyone's potentially available.
Yeah, everyone's good. Everyone's come through well, which obviously I think that's why we needed to make the changes we did. No fresh injury concerns, which is a real bonus at this stage of the season.
Yeah. Harrison Mail, another match, you mentioned that after the Boston game. Do you continue to rotate and alternate your goalkeepers, or use them on a situational basis, or had you done enough in that Boston game to keep hold of the shirt for Saturday?
Yeah, I think with the goalkeepers, we've got 2 excellent goalkeepers, 3 with George as well. But Harrison and Rory have really done well for us since we come in. So yeah, it's one that I said to them at the start of the season, we'll look to rotate the 2 of them. There'll be certain games where we feel Rory would be better suited, certain games where Harrison would be better suited. But yeah, delighted with the choice of team selection that we've got throughout the side, and in particular in goal as well.
Yeah, and you've got plenty of attacking options in this team, that's never been doubted, but do you still need that focal point? I think for many people at the start of the season, many people might have thought that might have been Ollie Pearce, obviously playing the 9. Is, in your mind, is he more of a 9 or a 10 maybe?
Yeah, I think he can do either of those jobs well. I think he prefers to play and be in around the goal, through the middle, either 9 or 10 really. But yeah, he's certain games I think is suited having a big number 9 alongside him, and certain games he can lead the line for us as well, which yeah, it's, like I say, I'm really pleased with what we've got in attacking options. There's a few that haven't quite hit their true form yet, but we're only 5 games in, and they're probably looking for a bit of a run in the side to help them do that. So we've got to look at that. But yeah, really exciting forward line that we've got, and I know that when they start hitting their potential and their form, I know they can really be a handful at this level.
Because you talked about the changes with Boston, and bringing on Dippo, bringing on Lenell, John Lewis, and also bringing on Nathaniel George all in one go as well. Lenell, John Lewis, the last 2 away games has got 2 goals both on the 85th minute. You've used your substitutions in that respect quite well. Him coming into the game late on, is that always at the forefront of your mind?
I think so. He obviously will want to start more games, Len, because I know what he's like. He wants to be out there performing, but he's doing such a good job for the team, coming off the bench, and it gives us a real dimension in games. As a defender, to have someone of Lenny's stature come on, and whether it's 60, 75, he come on against Sutton. I know he's going to just leave everything out there and be a real handful for the opposition. So, yeah, I think it's still an option for us. Obviously, he's going to be pushing for a starting place, and he's our top goal scorer. He's got 2 goals coming off the bench, so that position served him well. But yeah, like I say, I'm really happy with the squad and what we've got. disappointing that we didn't score a goal with the attacking players we've got at our disposal. But you know, there's loads for us to work on. We're still getting in good areas. We're still creating chances, and I know that this group of players will put them away eventually.
Unfortunately, the first defeat of the season on Monday. What sort of message have you put out to the group just to make sure that no heads drop?
Just reiterate the same sort of messages. There's some good stuff in there. You know, there's areas I think when we're attacking, we've got to make sure that we're defensively sound behind the ball. I think that was the key message from me on Monday. You know, it was the messages that we showed the players, that when we're attacking, we can't be as vulnerable in defensive areas. I think, you know, Ricky had a shot blocked by their goalkeeper, and then the next minute we've got a 1v1 in our box, like 3 passes later. So that's something for us to look at. But in the main, you know, it's not tear up the whole blueprint of what we've done over pre-season and up till now. It's little fine details and keep on going and improving, and you know, if they didn't believe me before that this league's so tight and you've got to be, you know, on it mentally every single working day and every single game that we play, then, you know, they certainly know after Monday.
Ryan Fallowfield, Joe Felix, Callum Howe and Ollie Pearce, they were the 4 players who played 90 minutes in both the Saturday match and the Monday match. How are they doing? Did you have to do any different sort of training sessions with them just to make sure there were no injury issues there? No,
yeah, they had a bit of a different sort of session. We just looked at their loads. You know, we're lucky with the GPS tracking and stuff like that, so we can monitor the load of each player. So yeah, we just took that into consideration. You know, we done a little bit of work with them on Wednesday, but then there was a group with those guys in that would then do a little bit more resting, and the others would have a bit more of a bigger session. So yeah, we try to cater for what's needed for the players. That's the good beauty of having the GPS that they were.
Just quickly away from the club, Levandos completed his first 90 minutes over the weekend for Darlington. I think it must be his first in over a year as well. Have you had any sort of communication with him about that? Or? Yeah, spoke to him.
He was in Wednesday with the group, so yeah, it's obviously delighted for him to get his first 90 minutes. You know, exactly what he needed, exactly what we wanted him to do. Go out on loan, go and get some game time. You know, Tony McMahon's actually been in contact with all the loan lads and see how they're all getting on. So, you know, even all the lads have performed well. So, you know, I'm really pleased with how they're all going. You know, wasn't in the plans initially, but they were delighted that they're all out getting game time.
You mentioned that he was back in on Wednesday, and the players who are loaned out perhaps to like the North East clubs or more local clubs compared to someone like Mas Killiar who's down in Kidderminster, do they still come in and do training with you as well as
Yeah, it depends if the like Maz is at a full-time team in Kiddie, so, or if they're like sort of hybrid, like 3 days a week, they'll stay with that team. Thierry's at that team where, you know, it's going to be hard for him to get up for training and stuff, so just try and manage it really. You know, Dice has to travel in quite far, so we trust him to do his own sort of rehab. Seems silly for him to travel in to us just to do like a recovery day. So we leave them in the capable hands, whereas Levy sort of lives in the city, so it's easy for him to come in and pick up his recovery with us. So yeah, just try to be sensible with it really. If they're local and can get in and work with us, then we get them to do it. If you know, it doesn't work because of their location, then just sensible really.
Dagenham Redbridge, 1 win, 1 loss and 3 draws so far to start the season. A little bit of inconsistency there. What sort of weaknesses have you managed to find in their squad to sort of try and exploit?
Yeah, not going to give too much game plan away. You know, it's a very similar record to what we've got, and we feel like we've started pretty averagely, and you know, they can go above us with the points tally at the weekend. So you know, it's got to be respectful of what they're doing. You know, there's lots of good players in their ranks. You know, players that have played at this level for a long time, and you know, we've got to be really respectful of that. You know, on the day they had long throw coming into the box, it was good from set pieces. also try to play a little bit as well. The centre halves are nice and expansive and get on the ball. It was a very tight affair. Halifax didn't really have too many chances on the night, and got one late on the day. So I was really impressed with what I see. Like I say, tough game, but we feel that if we concentrate on what we can do, we can go and cause some problems as well.
You mentioned before that you've played there before yourself. It's a good old-fashioned stadium. What sort of memories have you got there? Just like real tough game, really competitive. The fans there demand that the teams at it every minute of every game. You definitely got to be at it when you go there. Just the pitch is generally quite nice. A big stand behind the goal. Some good memories of playing there, but some really tough games as well. So got to definitely be mentally up for it, because their fans will demand it of their team. York also have some good memories. There's a really good FA Trophy win a few years ago, the win last season as well. Expect another big following down in London again this coming weekend. Have you got a message for us City supporters making the trip down?
No, just like similar to what they did at Sutton, really. I thought the support was unbelievable. Took up the whole of one side of the ground down at Sutton, and for a team travelling so far to have that is just phenomenal, and we're just hoping we can do all we can. Like I said about Dagenham's fans demand that. I think our fans demand it as well, that our players are at it as well. So that'd be the message I'll be relaying to the players, that we're going to have a big following, and we've got to show them and make sure we're at it from the first minute to the last.
Last one from me. Another statistic for you. You're currently ranked third highest in the league for possession stats and retained possession. That must be pleasing for you, knowing that your players have sort of taken that style of playing. But is it also kind of frustrating that maybe they've taken your style of play and it's not turned into results? This doesn't mean nothing to me, really. What's the point of having possession and not winning games of football and not scoring goals? So it's the worst kind of football, really, if you don't have possession and you don't back it up with winning games and scoring goals. So nothing to that otherwise. I'm glad that we're disappointed with having 8 points now. Shows how far we've come as a team, and it's good to hear, because we are disappointed, but seems a long way from where we've come from to be disappointed with that tally. So we carry on going and working and trying to put it right.
Did the players themselves give you any feedback on why they'd underperformed against Boston?
No, not really. Listen, it's a tough league, and we pay full respect to Boston. They made it difficult for us. We'll focus on ourselves, what we can do, but ultimately I think the away teams come and had an unbelievable day. They've been patient, hit us quickly when we've gone to play forward for the first goal, and same on the second goal, really. It's two sort of counter-attacks or quick play from us having the ball at one end, or not for the first goal, we've played a long pass, but for the second one they've hit us quickly. So it's a good day for them. There's good performance. I thought they defended their box really well. Ollie Pearce had a great chance and the keepers come out and blocked it, and they threw their bodies in line. It sort of galvanised them from then, really. And I think when you've got a team like that, and the really defensive structure was good, and you don't take your chances, it's always going to be a tough afternoon. So we look at ourselves where we can improve. There was definitely bits of that. I'm not saying we was the polished article and it was just a stroke of luck. It wasn't that. We pay full respect to the opposition, and they've done their job and done really well.
When a performance like that, though, is unexpected, in other words, they haven't followed your instructions, where do you start when you get them back on the pitch?
Just showing, really. The analysis is important. I probably spent a bit longer on that. Yeah, we probably, like I say, when you've got Len and Dips and there's such focal points as human beings and presence up there, I think, it's hard not as a defender want to play up to them, but, the game plan was really to keep on playing how we did and have them to arriving in the box for us to finish off some of the crosses. But that's the message, just to keep showing what we do and what we've done well, and keep on believing it, because that's how I feel we're going to win games of football.
The England Rugby World winning captain and coach Clive Woodward had a concept called teacup, thinking correctly under pressure basically, and he said physical skill is only as good as psychological skill. In other words, you've got to actually deliver the skills in your mind as well as on the pitch. Is that something you've got to drum into the players, given they had that huge crowd and they seemed a little faltering, I guess?
Yeah, it might have been a bit of that. I'm pretty sure it's not. I'm pretty sure they thrive under that kind of crowd to play at too. You've got to be a York City player. We're part of a big club, big following, and that's what we love about being here. It's something that we can't use that as an excuse for us. I think if anything, like maybe a bit of tiredness, and I think just we had too many that had the off day at the same time, maybe a little bit of that. But yeah, it's so important. Like, really felt that when I spoke to the guys after the mental side, and we had too many misplacing passing. I think that's more just concentration. To keep that concentration is so important, especially when you are getting tired. And I think that's why the top players play at the top level, because they manage to do that for longer periods.
How important is the next performance against Dagenham in resetting things back to what was an excellent start to the season? Yeah,
so important. But it's early days. We are a relatively new group together, so there is going to be little bumps in the road, and that's all we hope it is. Obviously, if we don't go and perform very well at Dagenham, then it's just going to be scrutinised a little bit more. But we're hoping it's just a bump in the road, and it's down to us to prove it's just that with a good performance. Who's saying we can go and perform really well, have a good performance, and still not come away with nothing? Because that's the nature of this league. That's how tough it is. But I think we was disappointed with our performance first and foremost, and even at Sutton at times was disappointed. So we'll be trying to put that right Saturday against Dagenham, and we feel if we can do that, if we can play anywhere near how we can play, that will lead to positive results.
Dagenham said they're smarting. They lost a winning position in the last minute to Southend. They're going to be a challenge, aren't they?
They certainly are. Yeah. Southend was a tough game, and they more than matched them as well. So, like I said to you before, it's a tough league. Top to bottom of the league will beat top of the league this season. There's no doubts about that. It's real tight, and we've got to be concentrated and we've got to be at it. And we're hoping that's all it was, just an off day, and we can put it right. But I don't think there's too much confidence gone. Obviously, we want to be used to winning games of football this season. We've suffered defeat for the first time, and we're trying to bounce back and put it right this Saturday.
And obviously, the squad approach is the key. Are there some players that are better at accepting that than others, and some that just want to play every game, or is that all of them basically?
Yeah, I think that's all of them. I think it's the squad we've collected now. There's 20 odd players that want to play every game, every minute of every game, and disappointed when they come off, and that's how you want it. I mean, I don't want any footballer at the club, a professional footballer that wants to be on the bench or wants to come off in a game. You should just want to play every minute of every game. I had to retire at 26, so you want players that do want to play every minute of every game, because it can be a short career and you've got to really enjoy it. That's the bread and butter. That's where you earn your money, is out there on a Saturday afternoon. So you want every player to want to be out there performing.
Good luck for Saturday.
Thanks very much.
One loss in 5 games is still a good start, Adam. Okay, could have been better, but players are still gelling and learning how to play with each other, aren't they?
That's it. Yeah, I'm glad you sort of said that. Yes, we've come a long way. I think that we've won 2, drawn 2, lost 1 in the first 5, and I'm really disappointed because I know how the team can perform, and I think it just shows of the standards that we've set maybe in recent weeks for everyone to be so downbeat and disappointed with it. But yeah, it's good. It's where we want it to be. We wouldn't want it any other way, and we're trying to put it right. If that carries on, then we don't want to be accustomed to losing games of football this season. We want to be used to winning games of football, so we'll be trying to put it right Saturday.
They say you often learn more about teams when you've had a defeat. What have you learnt since Monday?
Just that there's some really good stuff. We're a good team. The Boston come with a really good game plan, stuck to it, and defended their box really well. We got the ball into the final third. I think there was 17 crosses on the day, something like that, and out of those 17, there's not too many that picked out a player. So that'd be one of the areas for us to be better in the final third. Also, when we're attacking, to make sure that we're set behind the ball, because too many times we was in the final third and it led to 1v1s in our box. So we want to make sure we're right on that, and those two key elements of our game really. But it's all going to come. We take time, and we'll have to work hard to make sure that those points are executed Saturday.
Have you been pleased with the reaction you've had from players during training this week?
Yeah, I think so. We've had some that have not done too much, to be honest, because they've played 90 minutes Saturday, Monday. But the training group was excellent. The lads that did train, it's been good, and that's how you want it. Like I said, there's a group of players that all want to be starting and all want to be playing, and yeah, they're all vying for that starting spot come Saturday.
Do you know much about Dagenham Redbridge manager Ben Trev? Have you had any encounters before with him?
Not too many encounters. Obviously, seen his teams perform on a few occasions, and his experience at this level, and he's done a good job at the teams he's gone. Done a great job towards the end of last season, and I think he gets the mixture right. Tries to play some good stuff on the back when it's on to, but can also go forward and put the ball in your box and makes you defend. So, all elements of his game. It's going to be a tough afternoon for us defensively. We're going to have to be sound defensively, but we also want to go and try and implement our game plan as well. But yeah, nothing but admiration for the job he's done since he's gone to Dagenham. And like I say, he'll be keen to come away with 3 points on Saturday as well.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks.